Hello, we're back. We've watched season 3. It's not season 3, episode 3 of season 49.
That's the one.
US Survivor. I got that wrong. We're a day later than normal because you had friends over because you went to PAX Australia today.
Yep.
We're not here to talk about games, but you did that.
Yeah, if I'm looking a little redder than normal, it's because not only did I exert myself, but I was actually out in the sun today, which is not my usual modus operandi.
Oh, briefly. But it does have the effect that, unlike the last ones of these that we've done, I've actually sort of consumed some Survivor media since then. So I've got a few sort of bits and pieces that I've heard from other podcasts and things.
Yeah, so when you watched this before me, I still watched it last night, but I had to watch it on streamed afterwards. And I just remember your in fact, I'll just bring them up, your comments to me while you were watching
I think it was just like, shit's going down or something like that.
Yeah, because I don't know why, my partner timed it so that we were like driving out somewhere with my nephews, and it's just like, oh no, I'm not going to make it back to Survivor. Yeah. Hold on, I got to scroll back a little bit more.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. I thought this will be different. We'll have a chat later on where we haven't been talking beforehand. But then we're just making people wait for you to find the text up.
Oh no, it was in the Discord chat. That's where it was.
That's why you can't find it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be exactly the thing that I said?
Yeah, it is. So I mean, you can probably see it as well. But anyway, you're like, stuff is happening, Ben! Exclamation mark. Yeah, and then shit is going down.
Okay, I did say that.
Yeah. And having watched it now, I would completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Wow. They touched on yellow and red. Sorry, they started on blue, if I remember correctly, and then went to yellow and red, and then went back to blue. I wrote
some notes. Yeah. They started out talking about blue and about how they're going to have to eat one of their own soon. Spoilers, but it's going to get worse than that. And and also just how much of a hard luck sort of story they've had. Oh, Sophie's just sort of recounting the thing about all the things that they've lost, even including the journeys and challenge that Rizgod won.
Yeah.
And then they went off to the yellow. Who's that? Hina?
Yep.
And we had two of your favourites, MC and Stephen.
We sure did. And I thought this just reaffirmed for me, I love MC. I want MC to win. I so desperately want MC to win. I really hope that she does. But you know how I said last week, MC's really tall. Stephen is too. Standing next to her, he's about the same height as her. Yeah, it's
in that channel, I nearly wrote, but decided not to because I wasn't going to tell you anything. I nearly wrote, "Oh, you're going to like this."
Yeah, I just love what she's doing.
The fact
she's
that
just
they went and found the idol.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot about the idol, but yeah, yeah. The fact that she found it, she shoved it in her undies.
well, the beware advantage. She found they don't have an idol yet, which is a bit weird that we're this far into the game and only one of the 3 tribes had actually, recovered the idol. The other 2 haven't had the chance to because they've got to wait for their tribe to lose before they can do it.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about that. So this happened with both Hina and Uli, with yellow/red, because I'm an expert on Survivor, by the way. So the whole tribe, because both of those tribes, they're all still there. It's only Blue who's been going home.
Yeah.
Exactly. The whole tribe in both cases.
I saw a tweet from someone, by the way, saying now that there's only 2 people left in the game who have actually seen Tribal Council. Like the others haven't even gone there and got their torch for the first time and seen the set.
They're going to go, wow, look at the set.
Look at the ship.
So the amazing thing that I found this episode was that both tribes independently just decided, okay, we're all going to work together to try and find this thing.
I did wonder whether there might have been a little bit of editing there that it may not have kind of happened on the same day, or potentially it could have happened earlier and they could have spliced it together a little bit, because we wouldn't know because no one's left.
That's very true.
It doesn't really matter. I know they can do that sometimes. Not if it makes a difference, but they effectively both did the same thing.
So with Yellow Tribe, it just happened that MC found it, and she'd already formed I think she's got a very strong alliance with Stephen, and I hope this alliance really lasts because I like Stephen as well. I can't believe I'm just rattling names off. He's not even on my screen right now.
Jumping right to the very end, did you watch the next week on?
I think I did. I can't quite recall.
Yeah, I mean, they essentially say, well, yeah, they're going to tribe swap.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the tribe swap. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
So how do you feel about the fact that one of your favourites, MC, currently doesn't have a vote? Actually, she's different than Riz, because Stephen's the only one who knows that she doesn't have a vote at the moment.
In the Red Tribe, everyone knows.
That is not good for him.
No. Okay, but you have to keep in mind that he might not have a vote right now, but as soon as they lose it, there's only going to be a very edge case where he would need that vote and not be able to use it, if that makes sense.
You reckon?
Yeah, because it's specifically worded that as soon as they lose a challenge, which then means they have to because he wouldn't need the vote at that point.
Until they lose.
Yeah,
and at the point that
they lose,
and then
he can go and dig something up, and it'll have a clue as to where they can find the immunity. It is a long string of events that need to happen, but he can. Both of them can still I've got the idol now.
He should hopefully be able to get help.
Yeah. But I actually, speaking of, okay, I know we're jumping around here, but I really liked Rizzo this episode as well. He's like, he's really, they're all really like Sean, and I liked Nate. I know I said I like Nate, but I like Nate as well.
You're allowed to like them. It's okay.
I don't like Shannon. She's devious.
I don't mind her.
She's very devious. Yeah. Because she said because when Sage sort of went to her. Well, I mean, Sage, obviously your blind spots are your blind spots, but if you're going to tell someone, throw someone's name out, maybe don't do it to the person who's their number one. I know you don't know who everyone's number one is, but you probably chose Paulie. Well, she thought that Savannah and Riz were each other's number one, but clearly she's wrong.
Yeah, that may not go well for Sage. How did I know you were talking about sob stories in the first episode. How do you feel about Sage's sob story?
How she just couldn't keep friends basically in high school. I mean, I can relate.
I still feel bad for her.
I did kind of feel bad, but I'm also that won't in fact affect my opinion of you. Yeah, I think Sage might be lost cause here. She's really ruined it for herself.
Could be tough. She's already sort of on the outs of that 6, and then now we're going to go into a merge. So not a merge, a tribe swap soon.
I think unwittingly she's basically saved Juwan, who was the other target that they were thinking about.
Yeah. And Savannah is also. I wrote Savannah. Maybe it was Shannon. I think. Oh no! Never mind.
What were you going to say?
I actually can't remember whether I wrote it about the right person now. I'm pretty sure it was about someone says, "Oh, I can't believe someone would throw my name out." It's like,
it was Savannah.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. Well, it's like, you're 5 or 6 days in now, and yes, sooner or later, someone is going to say someone else's name. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, she's like, oh, if you're going to start throwing my name around, I'm out to get you now. It's just like, I mean, that is the game. Just so you do you.
And that's mostly all we saw of Hina and Uli for the whole episode.
Yeah, really? Because then we go back to Keller, the Blue Tribe, with just only Sophie, Jake, Jeremiah, and Alex available. And we join Jake sitting on the beach, just having a bit of think. He's just decompressing after all of the pretty shitty stuff has been happening to their tribe.
Yeah,
but
it looks like it's the morning.
Yeah.
Yes. New day.
I just want to be very clear. They're like, oh, all this horrible stuff has been happening to us. They had a hand in it. It's not like they couldn't stop this from happening.
Well, they can't do puzzles.
Yeah,
that's definitely not helped.
Yeah, they. I pity anyone who gets stuck with anyone who's left in that tribe. But Jake is just like, oh, ow! I think I just got bitten by a snake. And then they show this black and white striped snake slithering away in the on the beach.
They didn't really catch the bite, but yeah.
Yeah, and
it's got him on the foot.
Yep. And
one of the things I heard when I was watching something today was that Rob Sistanino from, well, I think I've just butchered his name, the guy who does the Rob Has a podcast, he had a video up where he was saying he sort of believes in karma a little bit, and maybe the fact that, Jake has been throwing people's shoes away. If only he'd been wearing shoes in the water, he might have...
Oh, that's funny. That's very funny. But he didn't do that recently, actually. At least not that I'm aware of. The last person he did was Annie.
We saw a couple. Yeah.
So, yeah, he got bitten by a snake, and he's like, oh, shit, was this thing venomous? What's his name? Alex comes over and says, oh, what is it? And the snake is still there. I just want to make this very clear. And like the producer has come over and okay, let's check it. Let's see.
The producer who you don't normally see. They rarely show producers. Yep.
This was definitely a behind the curtains episode. So Jake's like apparently I never knew this, but they've got like a handbook that says stay away from these things.
I've never showed it before.
This snake is front and center. It's just like, yes, this is an extremely poisonous snake. Okay.
Yeah.
Stay away from it. And Alex is like, which I actually think he made the right decision. Didn't really like tell him, oh yeah, that's super poisonous snake. Pretty sure you're going to die.
It's in the book. What did he say? He says it's. Did he say it's not good? He wasn't.
Oh, he just kept saying, that's not great.
He didn't give the full extent, but he wasn't like lying to him either.
No.
I've watched quite a bit of stuff about this snake and about the behind the scenes and listened to the podcast since. So I've got quite a bit to say here, but I'll hang on to it for now. I think I'll let you keep going for the moment.
So they all get together and he's complaining about pain in his foot, and they take him off the island that they're on back to base camp to look at him, and they get him back there, get him all hooked up, and they pretty much realize that, we think it was a dry bite, which is apparently when it's not a non-venomous bite, because he basically would have been dead by now. I think that's pretty much what they were saying, because it's extremely venomous and it would kill you pretty quickly. But then, so I'll stop there because I don't want to discuss the result.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, not that we're spoiling for anyone. Like people have watched the episode.
I just don't want to get ahead of myself.
No, that's all right. Yeah, so apparently that book's on every season. Like one of the things I was watching was like interviews with a whole bunch of people from season 40 onwards. Where, they were having a live show for this Rob Has a podcast. And they were all talking about this book, and they said almost everything in the book is, it's telling you about the different plants and, the different animals and everything. But they're like pretty much the only thing that you really have to watch for in that book is that snake. Like no one's, even though they've gone to consult the book, it's like, no, that's the one that when you're reading the book, that's the one that stands out to you. Like there's other things about which fruit you can eat and which, plants maybe you shouldn't eat, but that's like number one. Watch out for this.
So are we saying Jake might have shit the bed here and maybe you should have read the handbook?
Well, no, I don't think so. But it also says in the book things like, rarely ever bites, will only bite kind of if threatened, is often a dry bite. It is very venomous. There was another guy, Omar, again, who you don't, all these players who you don't know, I heard on a podcast as well, who works at a zoo. I think he's a vet of some sort. And he was giving all these facts about that particular type of snake and why it's so venomous. And I think he was saying it's because they no, that was a different snake. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But basically because they need to kill their prey quickly.
It's not a big snake.
No, but apparently, in a human, it's sort of between in the first 3 hours.
I see. So he would have been fine still.
But it's a paralyzing type of venom as well, like to the point where you stop breathing. And that was partly why they were like, "Are you breathing? Are you breathing?" And also because the paralysis will show up in things like your eyelids. So that's why they.
That's why they were getting.
They were
like
looking in his eyes and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So another thing Jeff said on the podcast was it was a little bit unusual in that normally if there's a medical problem, they have Medivacs go out to them in a boat ASAP. But actually they happen to already have a boat there because they just finished or were just about to drop off some more camera equipment. So that's why the boat and maybe the producer would have always been there, but that's why the boat was there. So, and why they took him away. And Jeff was saying that just by a weird fluke, for whatever reason, there was a period just before he got back to base camp where they lost comms between the two boats.
Oh.
So they were talking with each other and, how's he going? And, all this stuff. And then they had a period where where they had silence before he arrived at the dock. And that's why, especially why they were like, are you, is he breathing? Are you breathing? Yeah, because they had just had a period where they didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was all interesting behind the scenes stuff.
And Jeff was there as well, so with all the medical staff, like being emotional support.
They were joking on this show about how he's probably in casuals most of the time, but he probably heard the bell ring and like threw on his his shirt.
Yeah. So they did determine that he was fine. But the doctor basically said, look, you're malnourished, obviously, because you're not fucking eating and you're dehydrated. I can't send you back out there. Not after you've had this massive shock. And they kept referencing, you got a kid coming. And I was just like, so? But maybe that's just me. That's just me. That's the kind of person I am. I'm like, yeah, so what? You decided to come out here.
So more behind the scenes, while they're waiting for the boat, they're ringing like hospitals and ringing people around Fiji who might know about this particular snake and everything. And he said, we've never had a problem with that, while we've been filming in Fiji, which they've been doing for about half the time they've been doing Survivor. But they're ringing the hospital and they don't. Oh, that's right. They're talking to the crew and they're like, no one on the crew has been bitten, and no one on the crew seems to know of anyone who's been bitten. And then they ring the local hospital, which is about half an hour away, and they don't actually know someone who's been bitten with the venom of the snake. Uncommon. So it is very venomous, but it just doesn't usually attack. And in fact, they don't have anti-venom at that hospital. Or they don't have anti-venom for that snake in Fiji.
Oh.
Or at least none handy. So partly what they were worried about was, even though they think it's a dry bite and they think he's okay, they are not sure whether maybe he's still got a little bit, and if he did get a little bit, even though he might be okay, if it's going to affect him anywhere, it's going to affect his kidneys. And they're like, he's already dehydrated. Mm. So that was partly why they were so worried about sending him out.
Okay.
After they stopped the footage, they sent him to this local hospital afterwards to see how he went. But then shortly afterwards, they actually flew him to Australia as well, where we do make antivenom for a lot of snakes for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm.
What are the obvious reasons, Michael? A lot of Americans are terrified of Australia because of these obvious reasons you're talking about.
So they actually already, even though they say, it would be a good idea, we want to be cautious and everything, they do send him to a local hospital, and then they send him internationally to another hospital, so they weren't going to send him back. But also on the podcast, Jeff was saying, and look, a third reason, we didn't talk about it, but everybody else out there is dehydrated. We've just spent a night giving you fluids and everything. Like, there's also a fairness issue. Mm. Yeah,
I did actually think that when they gave him fluids, I was like, how's that gonna work when he goes back now? He's gonna be like all jazzed up, and everybody else is gonna be like, I'm thirsty, I'm so hungry.
Because generally the rules, because I know you don't know the rules, generally the rules on the American one at least are if you ever have to spend a night off the island, that's it. You're gone. Like you can go for medical treatment and come back. I think on the Australian one, they have had ones where people have spent a night away, but as long as they didn't miss a tribal council that they had to be in, I think there's been some seasons that they've allowed people back under certain circumstances. But in the American one, yes, as soon as you're away a night, that's it, you're out.
Okay. So yeah, the decision was made that he wasn't going to go back, which I thought, okay, I don't think they're going to send him back, but also I was at the same time, how's this going to work? I mean, fucking hell, Blue Tribe is just taking all the hits here.
So you haven't seen a Medivac then on the two that you watched?
No.
Or not that you can remember?
No,
was
never.
there one in the last thing? There wasn't, was there?
No. So yeah, it was pretty peculiar.
It does throw all their plans around. Like even last episode we were talking about, well, there's 2 people down, we'll get a 3rd person down, and then the numbers will be even so that they can do the tribe swap and then there'll be 3 tribes where the numbers are even.
Can you imagine? Okay, let's talk about the tribe swap that we know is coming. I know we haven't covered the rest of the episode yet.
I know a bit more about this too, but I'll let you go first.
Okay, all right. So the tribe swap, does this mean that they're going to even the numbers? Because I think when you've described this to me before, you said they're not necessarily going to even the numbers of the tribe.
No, they don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
In New Era though, they've split into 3 every time.
Oh, okay, all right. Can you imagine
they
being a person who ends up with those 2 blue people? God,
it totally happens. Some people have. It's one of the biggest luck factors actually. Now that they do this essentially every season, they do a tribe swap of some description or swapping of some players. Some people who are doing really well just get boned, and some people who are right on the outs catch a lifeline and get their 2nd win. So
I just sort of spoiled the end of the episode, by the way, as well. But sorry,
no one is watching this.
No, I bet that there's people that watch this first and then go watch the episode. But yeah, I did think to myself when I saw the tribe swap, oh my God, imagine if you got stuck with those 2 blue ones. Just like the kiss of death. That's what it is.
Well, a few things about that. One is that there's a little bit of history in that. This has actually happened a lot in New Era where, like I said before, one tribe starts losing and they just keep losing, right? But more often than not, the people who survive that actually end up going a reasonable way. Like not always, and I think not last time did it happen, but you'd be surprised how often like let's say they end up on a tribe with just a whole bunch of people that they don't know. More often than not, the people who have been not voting people off are kind of ready to vote someone off, like someone's annoying them or they're ready to make a move on someone and they're sort of looking for a number to bring over. So they don't tend to just vote out the person from the blue tribe from whoever the loser tribe is.
Well,
they tend to end up getting brought in and going a fair way.
I hope that whoever does end up with either 1 or 2 of those blue tribers left, who I'm not going to say who it is yet because we'll save that, are good at puzzles. Because Blue's not good at puzzles, okay? They are pretty shit at puzzles, actually. So let's talk about the challenge today. Oh, sorry, okay. Challenge in this episode, not today, it was yesterday. But
well, first of all, about how Jeff sort of breaks it to them. So we appear at the challenge.
And Blue comes in last.
And it's like, hang on. Well, which they always do, by the way. Whoever voted out someone, they always bring in last, whichever tribe. So, yep. But it's like, they're down 2 people.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, that's 1 less than we expected. Where's Jake? I'm actually curious. Do they know each other, the people in the other tribes well enough to know, where's Jake or something like that?
I think at this point, they do, especially with such small tribes. Okay. But you'll see on some of the other ones, like the Australian ones with big tribes, they go, occasionally someone will go, hang on, who's missing?
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm pretty sure the numbers are okay.
Or the number's not right, but it's like, everyone I can think of is there. Like, who's missing? Oh, that's right.
That's right. That insignificant, unimportant person, yeah. So yeah,
But then Jeff goes to tell a story about, he's bitten by a snake and he's medevaced, and I'm sure the Kina, everybody, but especially Kina, is going, yeah, come on, like tell us the result. What do you do? He's telling like this long drawn out story.
Yeah, so what happened? Like, is he dead?
He sort of took his time getting to it. Like, I know it's for TV, but come on.
Yeah. And they talked to the other tribes about what they think about that, which was I sort of like, you're really milking it a bit here, okay? But I actually kind of agree. So they talked to Jason in Hina first.
Which seems like a top bloke.
He is a nice guy.
In Aussie terms.
He's
wasn't just lip service either.
Kind of bad, he sort of
he finished with, I wish there was something that we could do, or I wish there was something I could do. Yeah, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think the same sentiment came from the Red Tribe. They were sort of like, I can't remember who did they talk to? Who did he talk to in the Red Tribe? I can't remember. But
also on this Jeff podcast this morning that I was listening to, there's an ex-player on it, and Jeff's asking him, what would you think? And that guy was like, his name's Jeremy, was saying, no, like everyone is my enemy, basically. All of them have to go. If this gets one person out, I'm sort of gone. And just like, I'd if I were in that position, I don't think that would be me. Like I'm the opposite. But then Jeremy explained, and Jeff said, because it's their family and, all the rest. And Jeremy was saying, but I'm out there to win for my family. Like I'm not there to feel sorry for other people. It was sort of interesting. Yeah, they were saying they're almost coming from the same place, but they sort of ended up at a different,
Yeah, Jeremy's more my style.
Motivation out of it.
Okay. Whatever.
I can suggest 3 different Survivor seasons that Jeremy's on if you like them.
I don't think I'm going to, Michael. They agree to the challenge. So I got to keep in mind, Kelly, the Blue Tribe. I'm sorry, I keep saying Blue and the name of the tribe.
Why did I say Kina? You're right, it's Kelly. I didn't write that down right.
So Kelly.
Well, first of all, Jeff says, First of all, he says, by the way, I realise we're about to do a water challenge.
Yeah.
Like, it's a water like the chance that they only do water challenges, I don't know, one in every 4 or something?
Yeah, and he wanted to say, you're totally safe. There's no snakes here, okay?
And if you were thinking, why didn't they do another challenge or something? Like, he's also talked about how they're setting those things up, like, for days, like a week beforehand. They can't just suddenly switch,
But yeah, so this is a water challenge, and the thing I was just really cognizant of while I was watching it was Blue Kelly is operating with 3 people, and none of the other teams are.
Well, they only had 3 on the go on the challenge, but they could pick their 3. Of the 6 people, they can pick the 3 people who they think are best suited.
I thought they had 4 go in the other teams.
No.
Okay. All right.
They talked about this a little as well, that they had actually engineered it so that it would be 4 people on the challenge, and they were expecting 2 lots of 2. But then when Kelly were down to 3, they did it 1 first, and then 2 people went. Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh, yeah. I must have missed that explanation when they were doing that, because I saw that and I was like, oh, well, how does that work? But anyway. So it was a water challenge, lots of jumping in the water. Not a fan of the ocean personally, so I was horrified.
Now I want you to see. I'm blanking on her name now. That's awful. Why can't I think of that? Oh my God, this is awful on a Survivor podcast. Who did we just watch? We just watched Parvati and
Siri.
Siri, yes. I couldn't think of a name. I was like, it starts with C.
I keep saying Siri. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
You do. You should see her most famous moment in her first season is her basically freaking out at a water challenge. Like, for a long time. Like, it's how everybody came to like her.
Oh, because she freaked out about the ocean.
Yeah, I'm going to have to link you to that one. Yeah. That's awful. I couldn't remember her name then.
Yeah, so there's a balance beam element, unlocking something. So once they're all at the end, they then have a puzzle that they need to assemble. So very similar structure to basically every challenge we've done so far.
Too similar.
Yeah, so the main difference here in this one was that there's no lifting. They don't have to lift anything heavy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And although the individual bits of the challenge are all kind of interesting, but really they mostly arrive there at the same time. Like it basically comes down to the puzzle.
Yeah. And one of the things that I've enjoyed about all of the challenges at the moment is that those puzzles are not easy. I mean, if you put me there and just said, okay, forget about all the water stuff, just do this puzzle, I'd be like, okay, all right, let's try and get this together. It's going to take me.
And they don't actually say it, but they're not allowed to lay the pieces out on the ground in front of them.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, like I don't know because sometimes you go, well, hang on, why don't they just sort of lay them out so they can see all the bits that have got white on them or whatever? But they're asked not to do that.
Yeah, so that's
why you'll often see them pick them up and they're looking for the shape and
Yep. So this was sort of like a jigsaw that they had to do at the end. I'm less interested in the physical part of the challenge because that was just like swim a bit, jump on some things, go over a little balance beam, and then the other people can come.
But also, unlike doing a normal jigsaw, they don't have the box front. Like they often don't know what it looks like. If it's their logo, they basically know what it looks like. But they had no idea what shape that thing was in or what was on it. Like we see it on the preview because we see their practice.
They're people practicing it. Yeah.
So it's more difficult than it looks.
Yeah. The puzzles are. And again, it's just it's sort of like, okay, you're doing that physical challenge. That's sort of like the warm up to just like get your blood pumping, and then we could just like completely bring you at a complete stop and now think.
And I don't know if you remember, but watching all of that Australia versus World one, in Australia they don't use puzzles very much at all. Like I actually wish they'd use them a little bit more because I like it when they sort of test lots of different skills so that different people kind of get a chance to shine in a tribe. When Australia's not doing the physical ones, they tend to do like balancy ones or like endurance ones or concentration ones.
Yep.
But here, it's pretty disappointing to be honest. Like they've had basically three challenges one after the other that all
very
end
similar.
in like a jigsaw puzzle, but essentially. That has really decided it. And spoilers, Jason smashes it again. Like he's basically been the hero in 3 different challenges.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Asians are good at puzzles. I bet you if it was a maths puzzle, he'd fucking knock it out of the park.
I know you don't edit these videos, Ben.
It was a joke. Everyone knows that I'm joking. That was a total joke. My partner's Asian. I mean, that's no excuse. But
I was waiting for you to say that. I was waiting for that.
And he's way smarter than me. But actually, I wanted to talk about the challenge from last week had the element where they had to dig up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
So that was different. That was an element of the puzzle. That was
all the bits leading up to the puzzle are, but the puzzle's just been such a huge decider.
It's just
last week Blue got to the puzzle first,
and then they just pooched the screw. Screwed the pooch. Sorry.
And it's funny because before the each season, people are always looking at here are the 3 tribes. Which tribe do we think is going to be like the loser tribe this time? And I think people were looking at the yellow one going, they don't look very physical. And, the blue team, they had at least one, sort of the burliest guy out there in Jake. So they were not expecting...
That didn't
help.
No. But Blue's gone good on the physical part of a lot of the challenges, but then just as soon as they hit the puzzle, they just fall apart.
Well, they're going okay. Yeah, on one of them, Yellow had a disadvantage as well, remember?
That's
the
right.
one that Blue got there first.
Yeah, and that's just incredible. And they still pulled it through. But no, Yellow are killing it. And I'm going to say, MC, well done.
How did you feel about Jeff's commentary? Because although he does Although he can be like a bit of a softie in some regards.
Oh no! In this one, he's
when
no,
he does commentary,
you've lost. There's no way
punches.
you're coming back from this. It's the Kelly tribe. It's like, wow, Jeff, jeez.
And Sophie's like almost checking out. She's like, her eyes are almost rolling back to the back of her head.
Yeah.
Like, Jeff, don't say that about us, because she knows it's true.
That was pretty brutal. Pretty brutal.
He's there to call it as he sees it.
Yep. So
I thought you might enjoy that. We're up to that bit of the video.
Yeah, I'm just fixing my glasses. No, they're still fucking crooked. Jesus. Anyway, whatever. It's my nose that's crooked. I'm paranoid about this now.
Clearly.
I think yellow won again, right? Yeah, they did. And then red came second, and blue, unfortunately, last
was
again.
Not even close.
Yeah,
not even close.
Blue was nowhere near. Yeah. But yellow is just crushing. They're just crushing everything right now. And it was
just
funny.
Kind of silence.
Because at the beginning of the episode, they were talking, the yellow tribe were like, oh, we need to have a talk. You know, if we lose, we need to prepare for what we're going to do. Yeah. And that was when they had the, I think they were looking at Christina and,
list.
I can't remember.
Who have we forgotten?
Sophie?
We've barely seen any yellow.
No, I've got the list in front of me. I can't remember who they were thinking about targeting, but yeah, they are doing super well.
Sure are.
But I actually, red is kind of lucky because, oh boy, that if only
second is getting them a long way.
If only Rizzo hadn't won that first challenge, and they'd gotten their flint and stuff, it would have just made such a difference for blue. It's just such a shame. Anyway, Rizzo deserves everything that he did. He worked hard.
That was Alex, wasn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, so blue lost, and it's just like he sends the yellow away, sends red away, and it's just like, well, good luck, guys.
It's like they're going to be 3 going down to 2. Yeah. And I think there's only been like 4 or 5 times ever really that a tribe's gone down to 2. Because normally they, have things prepped so that, they shift things up by the time they get that low.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they definitely weren't expecting this. They go back.
We know but on Jake, like we know for sure that 2 people from this season are going into season 50. Like Jake is odds on.
You reckon he's going to be the one? I don't know why. They're just like giving him another chance. Is that what you reckon? That's what it is?
Yeah, and there was one. There was one guy. I'm going to give you some history later. You asked about whether people had been injured or medevac before. I'm going to give you a history of all the ways people have been knocked out of the game.
Okay, let's hear it
soon.
Oh, soon. You don't have it ready now?
Oh no, I've got it now.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so
allow for reactions, by the way, because some of these might be funny.
I don't know that they're that funny. We had one guy who burnt his hands. His skin was almost like falling off his hands.
Oh, wow.
After he fell into a campfire, probably from breathing too much of the campfire smoke.
Like he passed out and fell forward
into the fire.
Bloody idiot.
We had someone who had like days of stomach pains after they got a reward and went on a feast with some of the locals. We had infected knee wound, an infected finger, an infected leg, someone who went out with extremely low blood pressure. Then in the same season, someone who went out with even lower blood pressure and they were dehydrated. Someone who broke a wrist during the opening challenge, like the very first challenge, broke their wrist and had to go get an x-ray and, they were away for more of the night. A bacterial infection, someone who got sand in the eye and they were worried that there was going to be like permanent corneal damage, like he might lose vision in one eye. So he went away. Someone who was so starved that when they were leaving tribal council during the final episode, was leaving one of the tribal councils and just got really dizzy and couldn't stand up, and they ended up evacuating him in the last episode.
Wow.
Heat stroke causing very low heart rate. And this is the one that Jeff was saying on the podcast that Jake's was the most scary, he says, of all the ones he's seen. But this other one was the one that they were also really scared because just this guy's heart rate went really low, like on a really hot day. Knee infection, bladder problems. In that season, there were 3 evacuations in one season.
Wow.
Severe back injury that happened during an opening challenge. Head injury that happened during an opening challenge. I'll come back to this one. Shoulder injury after falling off a big rock that they often use when they're doing poses for the
the opening
for
credits.
the drone shots and stuff. Like one guy got up there and in one of the first 2 or 3 episodes fell off and they caught it on camera and everything of him falling off this rock.
Oh my God!
And suffered a shoulder injury, and then another guy who woke up one morning and he had no movement in his wrist and he had like tingly feeling from his neck to his hand, and they were worried that
having a heart
maybe
attack.
he had. Actually, they were worried about a spinal injury, or whether, I think they were worried about whether he maybe had got a paralysis tick or something. I don't know.
Okay,
but it turned out not to be a spinal injury. They're all the ways people have gone out.
You said you were going to come back to one.
Yeah, so I mean, Jake's is the most scary. Was the first thing, but yeah, there was one guy who in about season 42-ish.
Pretty recent.
Not one of these pros who can tell you everything. But he went out in the opening challenge. So basically, they ran off the blocks, right? Yeah, everyone's super keen to impress. And one guy, they had to sort of dive under like just a wooden thing, dive under the sand to go under, and he just launched himself
and hit his head,
and like hit his head, cut his head open, and then like the next day he went. But that guy they brought back. I don't know whether it was the next season. It might have been 2 seasons after. They were like, well, we know we wanted this guy. He was good for the cast. He didn't get voted out. He barely got to play. So they brought him back.
No, that's good that they. Yeah. So okay, maybe I kind of agree with you that Jake's probably coming back then. Yeah.
And he was sort of a bit of a character as well.
Yeah. Let's see him do the shoe thing in season 50.
Yeah.
Now that everybody's.
But
seen
I reckon. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh wait, no, hold on. They've already filmed
week,
season 50, haven't they? So nobody would have seen it.
Yes, they. Oh, that's right. You're right. They have filmed it, and no one will have seen it. Yeah.
Sorry, go.
I was just going to say that I reckon it'll be a one man, one woman because they tend to like to keep things even.
I hope it's MC.
Who's going? Yeah, might be.
I think she's really and just. I know I said this. I'll say this every week until she doesn't do it. But she's just really.
But she's tall.
No, well, I do say that every week actually. But no, she seems like she's really clued in on what needs to be done. Yeah, on how to play the game and
from the women.
So
I'm looking.
You've got one.
No, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it now. Who's it going to be? Shannon? Not Shannon.
I hope it's not Shannon.
I'm really not sure about Savannah at the moment, whether she's going to be just like too intense and blow up or whether she's sort of really cluey and is going to do well. I can't decide for her.
I think we need to see the Red Tribe lose a challenge before we'll know with her.
Yeah. That's for John.
Okay. All right. So Blue Tribe go back to their camp, and as this part progressed, I was like, I'm actually not sure what's going to happen here. And I know I was messaging you because Alex has the immunity idol, obviously. So, and they're trying.
They all know he's got it.
Yeah. So, Sophie and Jeremiah are like, how can we convince him not to play it? But he himself is like, I'm going to feel like an idiot if I get kicked off the island and I didn't play as an immunity idol that I could have. And I'm also going to feel like an idiot if I play it and didn't need to, which actually is what ends up happening.
Yeah. A little bit of history for you. People go out holding idols all the time. Like it happens. There was one season where several people, one after the other, got voted out holding an idol in their hand.
Because they were just so confident.
It was in a row. It was like 4 or 5 in a row, I think. went out like that. Several people have got voted out holding 2, like under 5 people, I think, but several people have held 2 idols and got voted out with them. So it can definitely happen.
Yeah, so they're trying, and I was trying to think just mechanically, how can this work? So I was like messaging you saying, hold on, because I remember there's the tie thing, that if 2 people, if there's a tie, then those people can't vote. Yeah, but then
when you get to edge cases of the rules, it gets confusing because some of them have changed over time, and that it's not like they just list them all out so that you can read them. Mm-hmm. So even on one of the things I was listening to earlier tonight, they were like, this was the one with lots of players in it as well. They were saying, oh yeah, we were kind of curious how it was going to work out if it did end up being a 1-1-1. But I'm pretty sure that the answer is that the vote for Alex wouldn't count, and that therefore he would be the only person who could
vote. So he'd decide who
vote
would
in the revote.
Yeah. So that's what that's. But so there
pretty sure
if he played his idol, which I was pretty sure he was going to, he just couldn't risk it.
Although he said he nearly didn't.
Yeah. And I had when in tribal council I know they edited it in that way to be like, he's not going to play. Oh no, wait, no, he's playing it.
How did you feel about Jeremiah getting his name wrong?
Oh yeah, that's right, and he did it twice. After he was corrected as well.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
those 2 guys, the 2 guys in the bromance.
Jake. Yeah, it's like, if Jake plays his idol. And Alex says, Alex.
I wrote down in my notes, Jeremiah just did a Ben.
Yeah, totally. Do you think that was the moment that was like, it has to be Jeremiah?
I think he'd already decided.
Yeah, okay.
What did you think about Sophie
backstabbing Jeremiah
behind them and spying on them from the bushes?
Oh,
did you enjoy that?
Oh, I loved it. I was like, there should be more of this. I mean,
there is way more of this, by the way.
But it's obviously easier when there are literally just 3 people left in the tribe, because if there's more people, it's harder to do that. Because someone will say, "Hey, what's that person doing back there?"
So, one of the most famous exponents of that, they call it the Spy Shack, is Tony, who we saw on. Australia versus the World.
Mm-hmm.
The third American. Yeah, he would dig himself a hole and he'd cover himself in bushes like he was sort of like in the army and doing camo and stuff. And on the Australian side, Luke did it a lot as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you told me that Luke and his best buddy on the island also used to like sneak off in the middle of the night to eat snacks, which I love.
Yeah, so there is a lot of people, but if you get caught, spying on someone, that is not good.
That's bad. Yeah. Jeremiah did get voted off, which, I mean, there was no good outcome here because I like all of them.
Yeah.
I actually do like Alex.
He's got a killer smile, Alex.
Yeah, he's got a good smile. But I really liked Jeremiah.
I do just like him as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I like Jeremiah too. He had an awesome laugh. He's sort of like a bit cheeky. He had like a little bit of chaos to him that I think was going to be fun.
Which I'm a big proponent of chaos.
Yeah. He was sort of in with Sophie, and they just sort of had to, turn on each other. There was sort of
no way it was
a bit of a prisoner's dilemma kind of.
Yeah, so Sophie went the path of, well, it has to be Jeremiah. I mean, we just got to get telling Alex this is what we should do, but Jeremiah went the. You should do what you think is right.
Your star sign is this. This is what you went.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, Jeremiah, no. But even then, I was surprised. I didn't think it would be Jeremiah.
I was going to ask you who you thought it was.
I thought it was going to be Sophie, but I was completely wrong. So obviously, Alex wants to go with Sophie. So good on him. She doesn't.
Sophie
know how to do
basically Yeah, Sophie basically smashed it. Like, her ideal situation was that he played his idol and got rid of it.
Yep.
She survived. she needed to stay in the good books of whoever
Alex.
was left.
Yep.
Which she did because she didn't vote for him,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't even get a vote.
Mm.
She did about like as good as she possibly could have done in that situation.
Yeah, when he played the idol and then the votes came through, that's when I realized, oh, she got what she wanted because she wanted the idol out of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that, and he's out. And I got to say, I flash back to the beginning of the episode when they were replaying when Annie left. She had some choice words. I can't remember exactly what she said, but it wasn't a night. When she realized that she was getting voted off, she said something, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I can't for the life of me remember what it was, but it wasn't a "I'm going with dignity" sort of thing.
Oh.
Whereas Jeremiah was like, "It's okay,
yeah.
all right, yeah, I get it." I
mean, I just realized I can't remember what he said. Was I too busy typing on my phone or
Jeremiah?
something? I actually can't remember what Jeremiah said. Yeah,
Jeremiah was just like, I'd love to still be in the game. I really like those two guys. It's a shame what happened, but I get it.
Yeah, and for him to go so early, it was just I wish he could have stayed around. He was.
I love a good bit of entertainment.
Yeah, and look, there's lots of times that they have seasons where they get people back. It's not impossible we see him again, but not this time.
If they bring anyone back, I want Jeremiah back at the moment. So yeah, that was it.
So little bit of extra on this podcast with Jeff, which is the On Fire podcast.
The podcast with
CBS
Jeff.
One. Jeff, who is the host, Ben. I know you've got that now.
Jeff Green. Yep, gotcha.
Yeah, so they sort of ask him again about, you say that, you don't change things on the fly based on things that happen, that you like to stick with the plan and all that. But he did sort of let on that, even though we said that there's a merge swap, it doesn't go down the way you sort of might expect. And okay. I think what people are assuming at this point is that they split into two, not three.
Oh, okay.
Just they're on even numbers at the moment. They have,
so you reckon with 18, they're going to split the blue and put one in 7. Both tribes?
Well, normally what they do, they just they put rocks in a bag or bucks in a bag, and they rando it, and you might end up in a 5-2 or a 4-3 or a 6-1, and it's luck of the draw, and make of it what you will.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
And the fans are kind of mostly very happy about this because they're sort of sick of this 3-tribe format where people get decimated and they're all just super small tribes. They want to see some bigger tribes again and do some
bigger
different
plays,
things.
Really.
It's been very formulaic.
Yeah. I mean, the first 2 weeks, I'm just looking at the number of votes. So both Nicole and Annie were basically majority voted out except for themselves.
Yeah.
Wait, how did Annie get 5 votes? That can't be right. She could have only gotten 4 votes unless she voted for herself. Because there would have only been 5 people. No, I think this is wrong. I think she got 4 votes.
You're looking at the wiki, are you?
Yeah. It's because it says 5 and 5 for both Nicole and Annie. It was definitely 5 for Nicole.
Did someone have an extra vote?
No. Sorry, my dog is barking. I think my nephew's at home. But let's call it there.
Yeah.
So this has been great. I'm enjoying this season, and this was definitely hey, let's do something different this episode.
Yeah, and it's gonna, now that they're starting to merge, it's definitely gonna get interesting because red and yellow are gonna just be ready to play, and the people who have survived on blue have basically had like 3 tribals practice. Like they've been playing for 3 episodes and having to do all the strategizing and the others just haven't. They've been having like a holiday.
Yeah, well, they haven't had to even think about it really. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to next week's episode. I am going to be around and we can do it as per normal. But until next week, thank you.
Cheerio.